across the group. How much insight do you want in on this? Because it's pretty, I don't want to say spoilery information, because like if it gets earned, then it gets earned. So it's not, therefore not a spoiler.
I don't know what it's inciting on.
The situation that just happened.
Which was just Shivir and Alessander talking shop, and then I kind of lost the plot of what was happening near the end. Just like death glares were happening suddenly.
Okay, let me re-explain it then. So, Shivir and Tirka shared a quote-unquote inside joke.
Right.
Regarding, which apparently the joke subject is Lauren. And when Alessander sort of called them out on it, he detected the way Shivir laughed was wrong. It was off. It was out of place to how he normally talks and laughs and speaks.
Oh, that was like an actual... I thought that was just a bit that he would say. It's like, you don't laugh like that.
No, it was an actual thing. Oh. So that's the situation.
I mean, they rolled 15. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You've encountered, interacted, as Jedimir, interacted, etc., with that sort of person and laugh before. And I'm not talking about like in your childhood or something like that. No. And you're not the only one to catch it. Noah and Danny catch it as well.
Is it the Occam's razor? The most obvious one, the first one that I'm thinking of?
I can't read your mind, so I can't really say.
The type.
This is information shared, so there's no point being secret about it.
Oh,
Oh.
is it just...
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well, you said that, but
I said that
whatever.
earlier.
Is it just Connor's parents in disguise?
That sort of creepy, statuesque eeriness certainly seems familiar. Shivir is not what he seems to be, neither is Tirka.
Oh.
And when you guys are, well, I guess Naru is there, Shivir just sort of watches Alessander go. He spots you guys noticing him. Naru, can I ask you a favor? Yeah, sure, what is it? If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm getting a bit. He does like a little like finger like woo woo around his head. A little bit buzz. Can you get me some water? Sure. Looks at the pitcher that was already placed here by Oriana. It's emptied. Somehow. Oh.
Magically.
It's right there. Sure. There 100% was magic at play there, from those of you that are associated with fairy capability. Shivir turns his attention to you, Jedimir, and to Anela, and to Danny.
I think she's just rubbing like the bridge of her nose.
Well, that was spoiling the sport, wasn't it? I must admit, I didn't think I'd find you as yet. But, surprise, surprise.
Small world. Well, plane. Multiple planes.
No, I believe in Providence. But I suppose that's just what my parent wants. Or someone else. How have you been, Chetamir? I heard you went missing. And Noah immediately counters. We heard the same for you. Ah. Well, between the two of us, one of us is an archfey. So I believe mine has a bit more bearing. What happened, Chetamir?
A series of mistakes trying to do the right thing. That's all that really matters here.
Oh, that's poetic irony, isn't it? Good to know. Good to know. Do be a dear and keep this a secret, you three. Very well. Although I'm curious as to why. But that would be spoiling it. Naru comes back. Oh, blessed be you, Naru. World's trying to spin on me. No problem, here. Hands him a glass of water and a new pitcher. And he immediately begins chugging it. How much have you had to drink today? Barely too much. Barely too much. Begins to pour himself another glass. So, there you have it. I told you guys Shivir had a secret.
Damn.
He's not Shavir at all.
Technically he is.
Imposter. Oh, well.
Technically he is Shavir. The history
Because
is
he
there.
can't lie entirely.
Yes and no. They can lie in the regards of if they're living up to a performance to its utmost, they can lie to you. Cassidy is not lying to you. Shivir is. And Shivir's a human. So it's okay. Smile.
So Shavir
I like
really
that.
is a womanizer. A
I
method
thought
actor.
Hold on.
Casavir. Well, you'll note that he's not exactly popular with women,
Ah!
and his wife is also in disguise next to him.
Yeah. She's like, you better be a shitty womanizer.
Oh my
I swear to God.
You have fun, but not that
Whatever
much.
he wants. He is the first Fae, so
Oh,
Ooh.
he's
Okay,
the
so you
oldest.
didn't mix up the name, but you did add Veer at the end of both the names.
That makes their entire motive very
Weird.
perplexing.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Right, they're looking to kill the first fairy. Said the first fairy in disguise.
It makes perfect sense when you think about it, because it's like it's the most multiverse setup thing you could fucking think of.
Yep.
And no one else,
Kill himself in the most subtle way.
no one else in the Feywalls knows what happened to him and his wife.
They just disappeared.
Yeah, so there's almost this power vacuum left in his absence. That's fun. So that's the background story of the Free Marchers, I guess. Which now you guys have a bit more insight on. And honestly,
shit.
at some point, it's probably gonna get revealed to Lauren. So,
Mhm.
but yeah. So speaking of Lauren, you go looking for Lauren. You find Lauren in the kitchen.
Oh.
Having a cup of tea with America.
Copper.
Cup of tea.
It was just a copper.
Kappa?
A copper.
Ah, Alessander. Would you like some tea as well?
Howdy. That would be splendid.
It's jasmine tea. She pours you a cup and hands it to you.
That'll do. He takes a quick. Lon, could I bother you for a spell?
Turns around. For what exactly?
How long have you been with the Free Marchers?
Feels like half a lifetime, really, but no, not that long. A year, maybe a bit less.
A bit less than a year. Were they already established when you joined them?
I met Tirka first, and then we met Shivir and then Naru. So no,
Where'd you meet Shavir?
I remember meeting Xavier being thrown out of a bar, a tavern, for she just looks at you like, you know.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
Right. A dozen things have sprung to mind.
It was in Silphal, I believe. Yeah. Southwestern Silphal. Towards the coast.
Silfwallian Tavern. I'm surprised he got out.
Didn't get shot.
Exactly. Was he always like that, acting how he acts?
But as long as I've known him, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do dumb things now that I'm like this.
I think he has some integrity yet. But regardless, I was just having a chat with him. We were, I suppose, theory crafting how to improve my draw. Did he teach you anything on the matter?
Sort of. Taught me where to keep the holster and everything, the technique on drawing, and then trying to improve upon it.
She armed right now.
She's armed but not with a gun.
Okay.
If you want, I could try using yours to demonstrate. Mary could like stop sipping tea as she says that. I don't know if that would be wise.
He sets his teacup and saucer down, and he starts
I'll
on doing
kill
his
you
good
with that. I'll kill you with my teacup.
Soup cup. Yeah, no, he starts undoing his gun belt, and then holds it up. Show me then.
Yeah, Lonan takes the gun very, I say delicately, not in like a reverential sort of way, like delicately, like picking up like pocket or pickpocketing or lifting a treasure, right? That sort of delicate, cautious, I guess is the better way of putting it. She affixes like
Oh, I put that in the wrong chat.
Fixes it, puts the holster where it's got to be.
Where's it got to be in her mind?
She keeps it at the upper part of her right thigh.
Okay.
Not quite on the belt, a little lower.
Right.
That's where she determines it as.
I think Alessandra gives a nod, like, mm-hmm.
And she doesn't like try to cock it or anything, but she does draw it pretty fast, and I will now roll for it. Where is? Do I even have a sheet for Lon on this one? I don't think I do. Okay, that's fine. It's quite easy because I know Lon has a max dex and has no proficiency in this. So, actually, no, sleight of hand I think would be fair. So therefore,
yeah.
Plus. Oh fuck! It's shit. Oh no.
Hey.
She draws it, but there are a number of things wrong with it, right? Because she's focusing too much on the quick drawing part of it, not the quick shooting part after the quick drawing part of it. So when she actually does draw it, it is nowhere near on anything that you would attribute to being on target. It's certainly fast. Like you're not surprised that Lauren is fast. Like she's already pretty dexterous, but again, it's just not gonna be accurate. It'll hit the side of the barn.
If that, I don't think he makes any attempt to hide his wince.
She spots out of the corner of her eye. Bad.
The most important part of the quick draw is moving from holster to target, and I'm afraid that, well, in the time that would take you to correct your aim there, you would be dead in a duel. Perhaps. The holster position isn't bad, per se. After all, that is quite standard for gunslingers. It is the easiest way to, and he does pantomime a sort of slow motion draw. Easiest way to correct your aim, to get your barrel point at the target. You don't have to worry about anything horizontal, just vertical. That said, have you thought about a, oh god, what's this called? Have you thought about the cross draw at all?
The what?
Here, may I? And he moves to adjust the holster. He doesn't want to just
Yeah,
go
she's
grabbing at
just
a
like holds it,
stranger.
like puts the gun back in the holster and just lifts her arms, like someone getting like checked for like contraband.
And he'll slide the holster so that
Mhm.
instead of sitting at her right hip, it is sitting sort of at the front left of her, with the holster sort of cocked at an angle, so that the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is perhaps the more common draw, with the cavalry draw being the least common, given that it puts the whole gun backwards. Regardless, this is the cross draw. You do have to worry about your horizontal draw at this, and he does sort of again mime drawing from sort of like drawing it from your opposite waist like a sword almost.
Right. Yeah.
But it is more comfortable. You can draw while seated more easily. But also, the easier it is to unholster a gun, the more time you have to point at the target. I think he's like staring at his own holster.
Gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Why don't you show me?
I can try. I've never had to. I didn't. Shiva didn't teach me this, but
You've drawn a sword, a dagger. Oh!
she
God.
immediately like has it on target against like a mason jar full of sugar. Huh. She like puts it back, repeats the motion. Puts it back, repeats the motion. Fucking Shiva.
Well, I think his heart was in the right place, but the holster wasn't.
I suppose so. She reholsters it and affixes the belt, the holster belt, and hands it back to you. I appreciate the insight. I'm not really sure if I'm still a fan of guns, but I can't deny that they're effective.
That they are. And I suppose I must thank you for the insight as well. And he'll affix his gun belt back around his waist. Regardless,
She
I
like
think...
tilts her head when you're like, "Thank you for the insight as well." And like, what the fuck did I do?
Regardless, I think the what does she use? Daggers?
Short swords.
Short swords. I think the short swords do you more justice. Besides, too many guns in one adventuring party, I've learned, can be quite loud and tedious.
That's sort of why I don't want to really get into guns.
Yeah.
It's not exact. I mean, they make fantastic bait.
He kind of quirks a brow at that, like, excuse me?
I'm joking. Rolls her eyes. They're
What?
loud though.
Quite, that is what I'm talking about. I was fine when it was just me and Anushka. The din of a rifle doesn't grate on me too much, but Delvet has been throwing together that long rifle. I'm sure you've seen it. That thing is a cacophony of just Magitech sounds that, quite frankly, keep me up at night sometimes. But regardless, you did me a great service, and I hope I did you one as well.
I'm definitely gonna push back on Shiva when he's telling me where to put the gun.
Ought to be a fly on the wall to see that. Well,
Stick
Glad
around
to
till
tell.
later. Maybe he'll try to teach me today. Tonight.
I'll keep my
Whatever.
eyes peeled. And then I think he'll just reach over and finish his tea.
Slam the tea. You gain +1 caffeination.
Roll for burning your mouth.
At this point, honestly, it's probably cooled down.
Yeah.
I don't imagine fixing a belt and doing that maneuver multiple times and slowly pantomiming a gun draw is fast. And honestly, in my experience drinking tea, shit cools down way too fast. So,
Only when you're least expecting it.
yeah, when I wanted it to cool down, it stays hot for a long time. When I
For
don't want it to cool
literally
down,
ever.
it's already cold.
Yep.
You solve
like
that
right
by
About
changing
it, then
your
it's
cup.
cool tea.
The right cup makes all the difference.
Really?
No, that sounds right enough, Fred, but I was just gonna learn firebending.
You might be right, but I'm choosing not to.
Holy shit! If you actually do, teach me, please.
I don't know, man. Last time I used firebending to heat up tea, someone accused my nephew of being a firebender or some shit. And then I'll get abducted or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, what abducted? Why would he be abducted? He just visited the police station for fun.
You're right. He got arrested. He got
He
arrested.
went on a lovely vacation to fucking whatever island it's called.
Like Lao guy. How did I
You-
remember?
That's it, Lake
That's-
Lao guy.
The
Yeah, yeah.
Earth King has invited you to Lake Laogai, and it's my honor to accept his invitation. Moving on.
There's no more buses.
It's his fault for being a firebender in the first place.
Clearly.
He's not a
You're born
firebender.
wrong.
So, yeah. Let's switch gears, shall we? And then Alexander, you can think on what your next move is. We'll go to Tollus and Doubt. No, fucking a few other NPCs.
Well, you want to have a conversation with yourself for like 30 minutes?
I mean,
I've
he's
done that
it before.
before.
Go on
Yeah.
then. I've got my popcorn.
Orion and Silas. And I'll go grab my popcorn, need I? Work
Can I
through
bolt
the
your
card,
popcorn?
bitch.
Go on then, entertain us.
That's fucking
Yeah, when you say it like that, it actually. My heart skipped. I have my fucking felt my heartbeat in my throat when you said it like that. Leave me alone.
So, Silas, where do you take Oriana to? You guys just go on a walk around the empty fields that are real but not real?
Yeah, Silas would probably instinctually walk the way that would normally lead into town.
Yeah. You do that, but
Yeah.
there's frankly no town there.
It's just endless roads. So I was like, oh yeah. But anyway. You weren't going to do anything important, were you? Because this, I don't think this will take. I mean, it's just a conversation, but
She
I
just
kinda
kind of
want
like
to ask
standing there,
before.
like waiting for Silence to finish her sentence.
why are you just staring at me? Say something.
Oh, I thought you were done. I don't have. Well, I was just gonna go hang out with Lawton because we don't get a lot of time together. But we can talk.
Then I won't take long.
Won't
just-
take one in.
I won't take long in this
All
time.
right, I'm giving myself a D inspiration for that, and I am going to trade it to one of you. No, it's fine.
Oh god, it's digivolving. It's a de-inspiration muscle.
Um,
Let me get it.
Oriana, when that music was playing, you said you saw yourself?
Yes, but
Could
not
you-
exactly me. Why?
Right, something had changed.
Yeah.
Would you mind describing it a bit more?
I don't mind describing it, but I am curious as to why you're asking.
I think you'll find out after.
She tries to fight it, but she does narrow her eyes a little bit. She's like, "That's suspicious." That's a little suspicious.
Silas just gives you like the Puss in Boots says, like, come on, just please, just do it.
Fine. There's a lot. Also not a lot. Okay. It was like seeing my entire life, except for one detail was different, which then changed the entire life. From what I remember, Squilla never showed up. She never grabbed me from the cradle, and I just stayed there. And I remember. I shouldn't remember. I saw. She tries to like do like a hand motion of like chopping, like try to separate it. Of just like, it's not a memory. You just saw it. It's something else. It's not a memory. I saw myself grow up and have this desire to find a family that's never showed up, that never came. No one ever came and got me. And I would turn to faith of different sorts. I would turn to music. I would turn to learning to fight, which a lot of similarities, but also I'm spoiler alert, I'm not good at the trumpet. This one was good at the trumpet for some reason. I don't know why she chose that one. I
Trumpet's
think it's
Silas like takes a step back and like looks you up and down. Is like the trumpet.
I prefer violins because it's much more methodical. It's follows its pattern. It's some people describe it as
You chose
lawful.
the trumpet in another life.
And it was complete chaos and a mess, but like it didn't sound bad. It's not my thing, but it didn't sound like I can see where I'm just coming from. You know, it's weird. Anyways, she found an interest in music, but it wouldn't progress her forward to having any sort of employment because she had to kind of come to terms with she wasn't going to get adopted, she wasn't going to be accepted, and the credit will only hold on to you for so long. So she turned to martial training, kind of whatever group was capable of. I see Scabola fucking under that token.
Well, that's crazy. She
she
is
was
there.
just-
I would say she
Yeah.
is there. You can see her, and only you can see her.
She's going to keep going and mildly ignore that to best of her abilities. Mildly. Focus. She went to martial training. She learned how to fight. Similarly, but not really to me. There's a lot of times where it's similar. I could see myself, but it's not me. And she found capabilities. She found some more confidence in it, and was planning and not plotting, but trying to figure out what she was going to do for the rest of her life when she was 15, and sort out everything and find every path and find every route and try to do that insane, maddening thing of plan out your entire life when really any number of things could go wrong. And eventually it just caught up to her and there was just panic and she didn't know what to do. I guess I left it up to choice and just flipped a coin, and then the coin ran away. It's the best way you could describe it, because it just kept going, and it kept like it was like a comedy skit, right? Like it just kept rolling and bouncing off things, and I think it went like between barrels, and I leapt over the barrels. At one point, I think it almost collided with the horse, but it didn't. It just bounced off the wheel. I ran into the side of a wagon. The coin goes elsewhere. I'm chasing this thing down because I decided to leave my choice in life with this coin of just, if it's heads, I go this way. If it's tails, I go that way. Eventually, it runs into someone. I run into that someone. And we talk. And he doesn't have a plan for anything. And he's just comfortable with that. He finds comfort in not knowing what he's going to do next. And I found that fascinating. It was enticing. Not having to worry about what you'd be doing next, just going with the flow of whatever was happening and knowing that in some way it's connected to some bigger thing. And whatever step forward you take would end up being the right one. So I ended up traveling with him for a while, and then later on it would separate, but then occasionally bump into each other, but separate, and just follow whatever random thing happens to direct me in a direction. Like, I think at one point there was a newspaper that I saw, and it just happened to say some gala was happening, and I just decided, oh, I guess that's where the universe wants me to go. So I just went to that gala, and something happened. I can't recall. It's fuzzy.
I will say that better not be the Twin Loon Gala, because there's no way you would be.
It's not the Twin Loon Gala. It's just some fucking other thing. I just picked the word gala because it was the first thing that came to mind.
Just making sure.
But then
I think Silas will consider this. And they kind of stare at the ground while they walk. They equaling the two of them, I mean. Knowing what you know from that, and I mean, it sounds like if your vision was anything like mine, experiencing that. Do you wish that had happened instead of all this?
I won't say that Oriana like stops dead in her tracks, but there's definitely like a hiccup of just motion, of just like a short pause, and picks up her steps quickly. I don't know.
You don't
mean,
know
I don't.
in what way.
I could see where it would be better. It could be viewed as simpler. But I also felt
If you
like that,
had the option right now to go pursue that, or to stay here, which one would you choose?
I she doesn't answer, but I think her gaze just ends up falling on Scabola.
She ain't there.
Oh, now she's up.
I think Cels will follow your gaze, but obviously find nothing and just be like, well,
I don't know. I can't give you a yes or no to something that. It's funny thinking about it, because if I was that person, they would instantly have an answer, right? But I'm me, and I think about things, and I think I could have a bias right now. I can see the allure of it, the enticingness of it. I also know that that might fade away in 2 days. I don't know. There's 1,000 things, and I can't give an answer of if I would rather be someone else that's also me, or me as I am.
then let me put it this way. If you had the choice between this life, the uncertainty of it, the excitement in it, the tragedy, all of it, or a life that you knew would be more peaceful, that peace would last, which would you choose?
Are you asking me because you want my opinion, or because you want me to give an answer to something you're debating? Because if it's you trying to lure out someone making a decision for yourself, that's never going to be your decision. And you're never going to be happy with that.
I want your perspective on it, but I don't want the bias of you knowing what it is. And besides, whatever you say isn't even going to be what I decide anyway. So that's just kind of like a shrugging motion, almost like shrugging the conversation off,
Yeah.
and kind of turn on their heel and start walking back towards the house. Or rather, leading the conversation back
that
towards
way.
the house. I just want to know which one you'd pick.
So it's a choice of drop everything I am now. Just abandon this, and with no cut complete ties, and live whatever that life is.
Yes. With new ties, new friends. Maybe not new to the old you, to that you, but new to this you.
Well, I still saw at least Anushka there, so I imagine there's still possibility of meeting the people that I care about here. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. Maybe everything's connected, because everything seems weirdly connected with us lately.
You know, that still doesn't answer my question, though.
I know. Probably not.
Probably?
Probably not.
Yes,
'Cause
but
it's-
just probably not? What?
There's a lot of promise and potential of it being better, but you don't know I don't know anything about what hardships that person went through. And I don't entirely
And
want to give up on what I have now.
You don't know if what we have now is going to get worse.
It could get worse. It'll probably get really shitty. It could also get infinitely better.
Same with that
Why
other
not?
option.
Exactly.
That's the problem of it.
At this point, I suppose I would rather just keep what I know and try to make it better.
Thank you for your insights.
That is the least emotion-filled way you could possibly say that.